Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I like to invite the speaker, Mr. Mahendra Mehta, who will talk about plant protein-based innovative NDP and millet-based healthy baker product development. I now request the speaker to begin. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. So first I will cover the nutraceutical product in 10 minutes in the market, and then the application of plant protein in nutraceutical cover, and what type of plant protein, particularly in market, plant protein is like pea protein concentrate, soya protein isolate, and now the rice protein. So these 3-4 type of products are commercialized. There are can be the many other plant protein like mung bean protein or chana protein, which are extracted, but they have a functional property which is not acceptable for various applications. So first I will go through the presentation for are like various type of plant protein commercially done. They have different property based on the application. Yeah. 7-8 type of products are there. So they are produce like pea protein based on non-GMO pea, and it is generally they had a plant protein as a amino acid, all amino acid present, but few of them are like complementary to the cereal protein. So they are been added in the form of wheat flour or some other rice flour to give the bread type of product or buns, or we call it pav in a Bombay side. So these products are quite popular in the form of a enriching the product protein content of the normal bakery products, particularly pav, which are or a bread, square bread. These are consumed every day. So even we increase protein content by 4 to 5%, then it almost double, because at present they are having a protein content of 5 to 6%. So even we add the isolate of 10%, then it is in almost the quantity of the protein is double, as well as the property of the quality of the protein, like availability of all amino acid in the right proportion is also increased. And then this is the like a protein which are used to make the sausages. Then the sausages are also, there are two way of doing it. Either they to optimize the price of the finished product and add the plant protein there to get a functional property like chewing property, textures and stability point of view. And then they can be garnished with the various spice and seasoning. So that the main product of application of texturized protein into the non-veg product or meat and chicken sausages. Then come the overall mutton this chewy things, so muttons and this mutton particularly has to have the texture of chewing property. The property of the chewing is also depend on the formation of the amino acid and protein fibrous material. So these are the like a low protein, not low, around 50-60% protein and other are fiber. So they are mixed together and cooked to get that texture of the plant protein. Also, there are vegan ice cream and vegan milk prepared using the plant protein, purified plant protein. Of course, pea protein has some typical beanie note, so it is still not popular in the ice creams as well as the milk-based product like flavored milk and all. The beanie note of the soya protein and pea protein are different. One is greenish and one is there like a amino acid profiling. So we have made some ice cream, and two flavor are able to match the beanie note or soya protein note, like chocolate, which is brown flavor, and the coffee flavor in combination with vanillin. So these two products are there in commercially, but still the volume is not that great because of the texture or palatability of the product, smell and texture of the product. And then we have vegan milk, which is produced by protein. Then they have had some emulsifier stabilizer also. And in the form of, suppose we want a high protein milk, then they add a sweetener like fructo oligosaccharide or inulin to get the body or the texture, because the protein will be 4 to 5% in the milk. To get the body, they add even the fat can be added externally and then homogenized. Or in soya milk, they soak the soya bean overnight. Next day, they grind it carefully and get the good quality of the soya milk. Plus, the other part is going to is used for making soya paneer type of thing. That is called soya tofu. So that product is also very good. And now it's picking up because of as per the definition, they sell it as a paneer, which is a what do you call adulteration type of thing. They made it from soya and sell it as milk paneer. But it, in other country like Asian country, soya tofu is quite popular, and this is commercially approved product. If we don't misname it, it's both health point of view or nutrition point of view, the soya protein quality is good. Only thing is that we are used to milk protein from hundreds of years. So there is some smell point of view. People are not preferring tofu instead of paneer. And this is like a fried product. We already have a protein with amino acid composition. And like legumes, dals, our dal, chana dal or green pea dal, moong dal, sorry. So they are also extracted, the protein is also extracted from them. And it is moong bean protein is used. Previously, we used to cook it by soaking it overnight and then deep fried and making sira or halwa type of product. That is the protein, moong protein. But it's little bit enriched because there's some fiber part of it is taken out or is extracted from them. So it is just like a high protein sweet dish, or maybe the high protein, some product is added into the mill roti also to make chapati. Like if you add 10% of the soya protein isolate or pea protein isolate into a wheat flour, the protein content of the chapatis go almost 100%. Matlab, naturally, chapati has a protein content of 5 to 6%. You add another 6-7%. So the protein quality as well as quantity both increases. And there are like mixed grain wheat flour, where they have a complementary protein or complementary fibrous product, where jawar, bajra, and all ragi products are mixed with the wheat flour. Because wheat flour has a gluten, which give you the texture of the chapati or binding property. So mix multi-grain flour is quite popular, where other millets are also added. And the protein part of it we can add into the product like cookies or biscuits, where we can increase the protein content of the cookies by 5%, 5-6%. There are protein content of the cookies which has taken up to 15%, matlab 3 times the wheat flour. And they have added sugar-free ingredient like this mannitol, xylitol, and stevia to sweeten it and reduce the sugar content of the biscuits or cookies. But now the thing is that in India it's not as popular, but fava beans proteins are quite considered to be more amino acid profile composition good for making product like egg substitute or product similar to egg. So this type of product will always have an amino acid profile which can be mimic or taken similar make similar to egg white and protein content, amino acid content. Now that we have discussed this ice cream part of it, the ice cream also, when we replace a total milk replacement is not advisable or feasible also, because the texture doesn't come without milk. But there are milk produced using soya protein, the pea protein and all rice protein particularly, which can be used to make with the increased combination of the emulsifier and stabilizer. The texture can come as frozen product can come as good as what we make with the milk product. So this type of vegan milk is becoming popular. And here since they modify, they have to get some more healthy product inside. So they used to, there are commercial products where they have vegan protein ice cream with the omega-3 fatty acids. So it becomes like a good product for the children's or vegetarian product where there is a deficiency of omega-3 in the, because it not that much available in the vegetarian diet. And these are like when we say something like butterscotch. So butterscotch is generally the pieces, the granules or these pieces are made from the sugar-based chashni. So now they have been produced using protein content of say 60%, 50%, and remaining is sugar and starch. So these granules, when used on the ice cream, give that crispy texture to the ice cream, vegan ice cream particularly. And also they can be colored well, so it gives like a strawberry color or mango color granules. So this can be sprinkled on the ice cream coating as well as on the cake, celebration cake particularly, where cream is there. So for decoration, they have high protein, crispy there. This crispy are good because people prefer that crunchy feeling in the mouth. Also, the product which are made using crispy, theoretically the protein content increases. Of course, if you are using only up to a level of decoration of the cake or ice cream, then the protein will be increase in protein will be hardly 1 or 2%. But if you incorporate into the dough and mix it, then it becomes like you can increase protein content by 4 to 5%. Then we already have something similar to laddu or the snack food, which is popular in India from various legumes like besan laddu or dal ka laddu or similar to the crunchy product like chikkis or Mysore pak, something like that. So these crunchy are produced from the high protein flour, then it is extruded product. So the granules are as good as chana dal or moong dal. And then their traditional way of making it in the good jaggery, particularly. So this protein content in this product has increased because the protein isolate or protein concentrate are extruded, and then they are converted into the sweet dish like laddu and mohan thal or chakki. So this concept of complementing and increasing the protein of the laddu is also good. And there is other way of doing it. We have the very fine flour of the soya flour or wheat pea protein, which can have up to say 40-45% of the protein content. And generally our dal has 25-30%, 20 to 25%. So it can be combined to increase the protein as well as taste and amino acid profile of the finished product. Now this is a very interesting thing with flavoring. We have now developed the flavors in the market is available like chicken flavor, mutton flavor, seafood flavors. They are nature identical. They have nothing to do with the extract. They are nature identical flavors, or maybe the synthetic one. And this protein are co-extruded with this flavor or seasoning in the form of added in the form of seasoning to give that non-veg. Particularly in India at present, the product most popular product is kurkure type of product, where they can add plant protein or the pea protein or soya protein and increase the protein content. But and the seasoning is applied. I think there are 10 to 12 variants of seasoning, right from chaat masala, tomatoes, onion, garlic, sweet, this even Chinese masala. So this is kurkure type of product can be combined, sprinkled with protein content, or this to make it more palatable and what you call a fancy variety or culinary variety. Similarly, the extruded snacks, extruded pellet or extruded finger can be seasoning or flavor can be co-extruded also to get non this seafood type of a product or this different type of meat flavor. This is generally our meats are also masala driven. So they have Mughlai masala, this various type of spice combination to put originally in the meat. So similarly, it can be given to the protein crunchy, the same flavor or same seasoning. And this is what I call nowadays, like we have protein balls. Generally, we used to call in North India the protein tikka, which is a besan-based product or flour-based product, and deep fried or tawa fried. Similarly, the mutton also deep fried and tawa fried. So now they have extruded the high protein mixture of pea protein and soya protein or rice protein and got the similar texture without incorporating meat in that. And then the product is because of the reactions of the protein amino acid profile and development into peptides during the roasting and frying process, they get a typical smell of non-veg items like mutton smell. And there is a seasoning available which are based on protein hydrogelate and yeast extract, which give us that note of the non-veg or chicken flavor uh, from the product extruded and blend of various protein, or it can be a plain soya protein also. Soya protein products are commercially available at many places. And now the soya protein crunch or chunk, they call it, it is available in the form of body. And you can make various type of sabji or gravy added into that so that they become a taste is similar to the gravy of the non-veg item like mutton and chicken. And similarly, the low price, the low protein content as well as the crunch. So protein crunch can be used for making this. Like there is a dish in the vegetarian part of it, hara bhara kebab. So it's not a kebab; it is a protein part of it. It can be made either with soya protein or besan protein, or is even in moong dal protein and all. So this type of dishes are popular, which are like can be flavored into non-veg flavored, or it is used with the green gravies, like green gravies of dhania, pudina, and mixed spices. And this is like our, we have a product called stack in the, from the wheat flour. It is a bakery product. So this is also the textures are extruded product, and they are can be given with the various flavor, veg as well as non-veg flavor. But the best part is it can be eaten by vegetarian people also because it doesn't have the content of the non-veg item. And then the big size granules that this is similar to what we call vadi or soya chunk. Or I think peanut chunk is still not in the market, but soya chunk or soya vadi is quite popular, and there are many people who are making lot of variant of sabji in from the soya product. Similarly, we have based on our what is a bonfire, the cooking process. It can be like when we put sigdi or stove type of thing, open pan. Then the roasting, because of the roasting of the open air cooking and roasting of the the protein part of it, you get a typical smell which is preferred by many of the consumers, because this can be based on the protein content and seasoning or a spice blend. It can be a non-veg items as well as vegetarian item. So the smoke flavor is developed in that process. So that is give us the advantage of having more protein plus the desirable flavors because of the open cooking. And commercially, the products are defined based on the application. Like for milk, vegan milk or vegetarian milk, we have the protein from which is in isolate form, 90% protein. So that protein is good for making milk because one is the particle size, there's no off note and no fiber of the peas or soya product. The popularity of the milk is not there because of the various region. We are used to from childhood, we used to have the cow, the dairy milk. So soya milk taste is not, well, people take it on for the occasion, not once in a while. Like regular dairy milk, it is available, it come to house every day, 1 liter, half liter, whatever. So that way the soya protein has not picked up. The best reason is the taste preference of the individuals. And these are like we again make with a more crunchy product of the peanut protein with big particles so that we get a good quantity of protein as well as the crispiness. The crispy are as good, not 100% like potato chips, but then they are quite crispy to have with high protein product. But this was the like various product which you made using high protein thing. And as far as the nutraceutical segment is concerned, we had various application of nutraceutical in the three vertical. One is micronutrient, like protein, starch and all. Then like micronutrient in the form of the vitamins as per the RDA. So that are also added into the vegetarian protein based product like milk and tofu and all commercially to give the what you call say vitamin A, vitamin D content equivalent to milk. So there's fortification of milk. There's many of this product is quite normal, and even the labeling of the product, which is now mandatory in terms of protein content, sugar content, and micronutrient, vitamins and mineral content. So there are many products developed using this type of protein in a supplement form, in the not in the supplement form, because generally protein can be consumed for vegetarian people like a Bonvita or this Complan or Pediasure, Insure, which are the like a nutraceutical product sold in the medical store. Then the first thing come is the supply chain costing, because when it goes through a medical store, the cost increases, distribution cost increases, because doctor has to write, you will take only when doctor write and all this thing. But then now product coming it like a meal replacer or the high protein blend, which can be cooked at home or consumed. Then this there are fortification of flour like various cereals plus raga, this millet and some protein, because millet also has not much protein and the digestibility index of millet protein is low. They are good for health because of the fiber content and other minerals and vitamin contents. So when the millet flour is fortified with, say, even 5%, 10% of the protein, then it becomes like a complete food with proper amount of protein, cereals, and vitamin and nutrients, because that are present in most of the millet naturally. And similarly, the cookies can be made, millet cookies is now popular. So it can be millet-based product and can be fortified with the protein content of pea protein, moong dal protein, or soya protein. So we get a good cookie which has a 10 to 15% of protein, 10 to 12% of sugar, and then the flour. And it's good for, say, consumption. Sugar has also now been replaced either by sweetener like stevia, sucralose, or maybe the bulking agent like fructooligosaccharides, prebiotics, as well as this mannitol and erythritol. So if we want to go through some of the nutritional part of it, we can have one more presentation, or we can discuss it openly. Yeah. It would keep it open, yeah, for question and answer. Hello?
Mr. Mahendra, you have completed?
Yeah, presentation is
Okay.
completed. If we have some nutraceutical ingredient in general, how it there is a what do you call a classification as well as a development in Indian food industry. But more of it is dedicated to nutraceutical ingredient like vitamins, minerals, and the product of herbal extract like ashwagandha and all, green tea, ashwagandha and all. So if we want to go through, or I can share it with you, then we can discuss about the protein part of it in more detail. It's either way, matlab.
If you want to share more details, you can do it.
Okay, then sharing. I have to take it off. No? Hmm. Think this is there in red color. These are the ingredients which are being used in nutraceutical, in food as well as food nutraceutical as well as pharma nutraceutical. So these are generally dairy supplements is one of it. Then new terms came with like something probiotic. Probiotic are like our dahi and lassi, that type of product. Antioxidants are in the form of the vitamins like vitamin E and ascorbic acid. Then there are herbal medicines. Generally, we call it Ayurvedic, but in international, they term it as a herbal extract or herbal medicine or phytonutrient. So we just go through it. That is the designation that generally we have a good deficiency of the protein-based product because of the modern living as well as the difference of the processed food, where they call ultra refined food. This is the various impact of the proteins, this micronutrient deficiency, and reason behind it, working hours, stress, not taking regularly the nutritional product in the diet or in the meals. And these are the definition when the term nutraceutical is coined between the pharmaceutical and nutrition. So they have a different whatever verticals within, because there are graduates, pharma, graduate pharmaceutical. Then the nutrition is part of the food as well as pharma ingredient put together. These are the same thing is there. It come from the plant origin. We have a food, and then the even drug come from there. So when we combine them, it can be a nutraceutical product, and it can be used for that. Drug is directly used for treatment. Then this nutraceutical is used for healthy food and prevention. There are category of the nutraceutical as per the definition in various food safety law and food authority. Is particular dietary supplement you can call prebiotic, probiotic, enzyme, herbal, and nutrient are we have a pharma nutra caps multivitamin capsule also, and they add in the food supplements also. So these are the some picture of the market product which are supplemented or added nutrient. Because in process there are when we process natural product, either it is a protein, this protein source or carbohydrate, there are a lot of losses of the micronutrient. So they are added back as per the guideline of the Nutrition Society of India or the European Union Society. They contain either vitamin, minerals, herbal extract, acids, amino acids, sorry. And these are the more commercially used nutra from in the form of capsule. So they are put under pharmaceutical, Nutrapharma or something like that. They are omega-3 capsules, coenzyme capsules, and prebiotic as well as probiotic capsules. So these are the various format where available in the form of a protein bar or protein supplements. These are the whey protein based, like milk protein. We have when we make cheese, the liquid, the water soluble part of protein come out. So they make whey powder out of it. And this is again made into the beverages or snacks food or cake. It replaces cake in egg in the cake product. The probiotic concept is commercialized now in the form of say added into dairy product, particularly yogurt, dahi, lassi, and in the form of even supplements like dry supplement similar to Pediasure, Insure and all. So they always have a combination of prebiotic and probiotic. And this is the most popular product in Japan in the form of a 60 ml bottle. We can have cold as well as at room temperature. And in India also, it is the first probiotic launch in the India. So it has picked up very well. And these are the benefit of consuming probiotic. Every nutrient, when it comes to research point of view or clinical point of view, there are clinical trial done in different condition and different people group. So there are some health benefit has been observed and documented. But this clinical trial is not as authenticated as a medicine trial, because it is done without the parameter control like blood sugar control or blood cholesterol control. There are few clinical trials done for say protein absorption or protein digestibility index, which is up to the level of it is a extended clinical trial. Probiotic, how it works and all. These are in general probiotic structure and how it benefits. These products are coming up, growing. This market is growing up around 20-25% year on year because of the awareness and same thing, the city population, the availability of making dahi at home and consuming it, the habit is reducing. This help in antioxidant, also help in preventing some of the critical illness, because but it is given in the form of a dietary supplements. So vitamins E and this antioxidant say that cancer, it is a metabolic disorder, diabetic and all these things. So for that, antioxidant are given in the, instead of fruits and all, they are given in the form of a dietary supplements. This is a way of how it acts generally antioxidant to prevent the both way. It help in preventing disease as well as increase the metabolism of the food we consume. And okay, this natural one is quite popular and it is present in nature. That's why it's called nature. But then there are synthetic ones which are used in food industry, and now people are getting rid of it or replacing it with natural antioxidant because there's one or the other. There are some studies which show that this has a negative effect. This causes this type of TBHQ should not be used as an antioxidant and all. And these are the high-end antioxidant like glutathione and single oxygen quencher. The mechanism of acting or advantage of how it benefit antioxidant benefit human being has been given. And this is the diagram of flow absorption of vitamin E in the body, membrane penetration. So this is the antioxidant. Then we have more information on nutrient, which is like vitamins in combination and without with combination of antioxidant. So these are the vitamins and their main role and available in natural food. But since this type of green vegetable or natural foods are nowadays not consumed on regular basis, so it requires sometimes fortification of the vitamins in the form of a capsule, tablet, or syrup. And every vitamin and this need to have the some well documented health benefit. So they are safe to consume within a recommended daily allowance. Because even vitamins, if it's consumed in excess, if it RDA is for just say 2 milligram and if we consume 200 milligram, it can be a toxin product to our body. Minerals we get mainly from the natural sources from our diet, but sometimes the iron deficiency is quite prevalent in Indian population, particularly in the women and girls. So the iron supplement has to be given in the form of a either we had a plan to fortify iron and the salt with iron. We have iodized iron, iodized fortified salt. So if salt is fortified, then it go to the people at masses in naturally, like it automatic. Everybody had some amount of salt in a day. That's the thing. Now, herbal medicine is as good as we have terms called Ayurvedic medicines, and internationally it is known as herbal medicine. So this top 10 herbal ingredient, like in India also they are quite popular, particularly green tea, ginkgo biloba, garlic, spirulina, and aloe vera. These are no, they are not medicine, but they are the good ingredient to be taken for routine basis as a supplement or as a nutrition ingredient in combination with our daily protein carbohydrate product. Ginseng is of course not cultivated much. We have here in India Safed mostly similar to it, but ginseng come from Thailand, this Asian country, Thailand and Taiwan, Thailand. And it has its own dosage, and now the in the form of capsule it is internationally known product sold on the line online as well as medical store and nutraceutical store. Again, green tea is good for weight management, particularly the if your metabolic rate is low or your digestion rate is low, then it helps long term for maintaining or reducing some weight. It's not weight reducing agent, but then when combined with other 2-3 ingredients like Garcinia cambodia, green coffee, and green tea, the combination has a positive effect in managing and reducing the weight. Herbal is like found in India in a Himalayan region, and there are some good quality of oils are available for therapeutic use. Garlic is well known for managing cholesterol as well as other things, and it is considered to be good for managing hypertension, diabetes, dyslexia. Ginkgo biloba also same things. It has a good, like our Brahmi, ginkgo biloba is also good for brain, increasing the memory. And sandwort, jot is an US product. So these are the like summary of the product. This can be consumed. We have written the therapeutic benefit, but it is for when we isolate from the natural resources the active compound, then it is good for a particular therapeutic management. It become a drug. Otherwise, if you take naturally in the form of juice, extract, pills, or syrup, then it becomes like a nutritional product. All because the phytonutrient is same. Phytonutrient are as good as what we have in our say carrot. Beta carotene is there. Then palak, we have the nutrient, micronutrient, phytonutrient. So this type of nutrients, when extracted and treated, become a phytochemical type of thing, which is given in the form of a nutrition. It is a concentrate form of our colored vegetable, maybe this capsicum, carrot, and all. And these are studied well in the form of a what do you call a medicine in the hospital. So when they carry out the clinical trial in a hospital, with a particular extracted ingredient, it become more nutrition and more authenticated, so that the study is useful for not treating the illness, but preventing or taking care post operation or post treatment. The use of this ingredient help. And they mention it like citrus fruit will be good for this. Then the grape berry and all are good for phenol because they have allergic acid and phenolic compound. So there's a well documented summary of the ingredient and how it flow. Generally, this is it not explained in that way that how the cancer is developed and how it can be prevented. So it's not that previous the concept was that those who are consuming tobacco or smoking, they are prone to cancer. But now last 10, 20 years, people are observing that even a good diet people or those who are have a good balanced life also getting cancer. So that the like theory keep on changing or the concept of illness keep on changing. That's all because there are reference. We have taken it from the authenticated medical college research paper. So we can have some reference and regulations. But based on the trial, clinical trial, our food law as well as nutraceutical regulatory authority approve the product or allow the product based on the need of the consumer as well as the safety of the product. So that's how I finish about the presentation. We can discuss more on this for the product. Yeah, now I finish. Hello.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mahendra, for the
Yeah.
detailed presentation. Now I will take up some questions. Just 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first question First
Yeah.
question is, what are the current global and Indian trends in plant protein-based innovative products, and where do you see the biggest opportunities for farmers and processors?
Now, there is a good potential for the plant protein commercialization. And when we say like importance of protein is realized, so now people are putting even in the bread plant protein or fortification of chapati atta with the protein. Globally, in India, say we have a 60-70% population vegetarian. So they are naturally protein deficiency. So when awareness and availability comes, there is a good potential of consumption increasing of the plant protein in India. And in Western world, where the European and all, they are not moving away from non-veg product, but they are also adopting vegan type of product where the protein requirement will increase from vegetarian source. At present, it may be from non-veg source, but this concept of health benefit or the what do you call safety or modern disease prevention with the non-veg product, people are adopting more and more vegetarian product. The plant protein is one part, is very big part of the vegetarian diet. So it will increase. The only thing is the processed plant protein. We used to consume dals from hundreds of years, and we have the source of plant protein in that form, moong dal and all these things. But when we say soya, soya plant is a plant protein which is we feed to the cattle feeds. But we don't have that processing plant technology is available globally. Process, investment in processing infrastructure convert this cake, soya cake, into the good flour or good protein source for vegetarian diet, deodorize it or make it more usable. Like you can make chapati by adding some amount of wheat flour or something. Or you can make puri, fry it. If it fry soya protein, isolate and all, they are not of acceptable for human consumption, something like that. So that type of technology for processing of the plant protein is required. But then the question comes, if we don't process, how we can consume at a minimum processing? So there are elders or we have increase this getting plant protein digestibility more by various traditional methods. Either we soak it into the curd or we soak it into water overnight, or we grind it to such a level that all the fiber and this we have even moong dal roti or this something similar to dosa, moong dal dosa. So the consumption can be traditionally adopted and increased, or we process and make biscuit, bread, cookies, add protein there and consume. But overall, the market growth, say food industry is growing by 10%, then the plant protein industry will go by 20%. And most of it is a agriculture product. So it will come from the farmer. The price increase is again depend on the dynamics of the demand and supply. Yeah, sure.
Okay. And next question. How do you address challenges like taste, texture, and consumer acceptance when developing plant protein-based foods?
Food in general.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
plant
the thing is
protein-based
that
foods.
every plant protein has a typical smell. We may be used to it. We are used to like moong, chana, and protein source, this protein source. So we adopt it well. Matlab we don't, even we add into sabji, we make moong sabji, chana sabji and all. So we consume it. But those where we are not used to it traditionally or our palate is not compatible, like so we discussed about soya. So soya consumption as it is, soya we can process at home, like you can soak into water, next day you can cook into cooker and consume it. So you don't require a hi-fi infrastructure to process it. But if we go to industrial production like soya protein isolate, soya protein concentrate, 80% protein, 90% protein, and then add into food product, what do you call it, ultra refined food product, then the cost increases. So it all depend on how we adopt the things. And in globally, they are modifying taste and texture using hydrocolloids as well as they are adding like gums. Our popular gum in India is guar gum, but there they have pectin, xanthan gum also available in India. So this blend of this emulsifier and hydrocolloids help us to get the textures. And then the texture of, say, we talk about texture of mutton or chicken, fibrous texture. Then it come by extruding it and getting the fiber type of thread type of structure in the extruded pellet or extruded snacks, something like that. So there are a lot of work done on improving it, but then it is a regional thing. Like fruits, orange fruit is popular globally and its flavor is accepted. But when we replace mutton with the vegetarian source, the flavor has to be developed in that directions that it become at least 90% similar to the what non-veg source smell like or taste like. And there are a lot of work done. There are universities who are focusing on processing soybean association of US government. We have soybean processing development university in Bhopal. So there are many places where protein-based product development is in pipeline. Yeah. I think that's if I left is like a plant protein used in milk-based products or replacement of milk analog like cheese and flavored milk and all. That also it will come. Texture can become similar to milk and lassi, like consistency, by adding hydrocolloids and plant lip, this gums, hydrocolloid gums and stabilizer.
Okay. Which plant protein sources, that is soya, pea, chickpea plus pulses, etc., are most promising for the Indian market, and how can farmers align production to meet this demand?
Now, thing is that we have a good cultivation, say because of the population, that cultivation is not sufficient, but we have good cultivation of dal. And we know how to make even sweeties out of it, dal, and even how to make cook the dal for our rice or sambar, whatever. All dal are consumed in various formats. So that is the demanding thing. We are not able, we have to import them because of our huge population and production at present cultivation is less. Now come the soya protein. Soya protein has been introduced in India in say Middle East, sorry, not Middle East, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, Indore and all. And now it is cultivated in and around like Rajasthan, Gujarat also. It picked up, but fortunately we targeted it as a source of oil because we also import lot of oil, edible oil. So the remaining part, which is 70% or 80% sometimes, is go for cattle feed. It's not processed. If it process and it farmer get a good value for soybean, the cultivation will boost up or increase at least. So I feel soya protein utilization for human consumption will the key. But plant processing of legumes and dal and all is also a good source for protein. But green pea processing is limited in India because first thing we consume green pea in various format at kitchen in our kitchen. So availability of green pea for industrial processing is limited. This give with the logic that during the season green pea is available at very low price and off season it is like it is a highly priced. It there for all the agriculture community because we lack in the storage facility or preserving facility. Even it there for onion, it there for potato. So green pea, if it processed in season, then we cannot have a dedicated infrastructure to process only green pea. The other complementary product, raw material should be available to process it. Similarly, it used to happen even for mango. Mango we have abundant in season, but off season 10 months we don't get it. No? So we process it and keep it, export it, or we make the pulp and keep it. But the mango plant will not be economical viable till he process other fruits in complementary season. Like one season he is processing mango. After 2 months when mango is over, he's processing papaya or banana or something like that. So all agro-based industry, raw material, season, they are season based, and every raw material from the agriculture will not come throughout the year, except that banana and all are available throughout the year. So that industry face this problem. If you put up a plant in particular location, in and around maybe a radius of 100 kilometer, 200 kilometer, whether he can get a raw material for processing throughout the year. So that's the main. But I feel soya will pick up very fast if the processing is done. Green pea is still going on for home consumption and all, but there are frozen green peas now. So if it processed, we can have a 70% protein or 80% protein. Even for rice protein, people are doing it, trials, and there are unit manufacturing it. Processing of agro products where we are already deficient in internal consumption, like dal and even what do you call that? This mungfali, that groundnut and all.
Okay.
Natural source of edible oil, sarso, mustard oil, coconut oil. Since these oils are good for health, but it availability is limited, we have to import palm oil. So palm oil is the number one consumption in India. To farmer point of view, if you cultivate palm, you require a big plant to process the palm oil. You have to take out the oil part of it. You have to take out the other ingredients from the tree, which are commercially possible to use it. Then it become economical if you utilize the total resources. And we have, but coconut oil, if you see in Kerala or Tamil Nadu, coconut is processing in and out. All the part of coconut, it oil is taken, then coconut, the what do you call it, cuscus, this coconut, desiccated coconut is made. Then even this different type of chatai and this thing are made from coconut fibers. So that's the thing. If you utilize total thing, then only the farmer will have a proper revenue. Yeah, good. Yes, madam.
Okay.
Anything else? Yeah.
Next question. What role do food processing technologies play in creating successful plant protein-based products?
It is like three step. When first step is making the protein or separating the protein from the sources, like either soybean, pea protein, rice protein. Then processing that protein into the food product as per the market requirement. Suppose a biscuit plant, a cookies plant is there, so he can make a good high protein cookie. So the technology challenge is to make same texture, same flavor, and same what you call shelf life using say 10% extra protein. So that is a challenge of palatability. Like texture, biscuits are we are used to a cookies, we are used to a particular texture. If become hard or if it biting is not proper or if it is dry in the mouth, then that has to be overcome by a process technology. That is the innovation or R&D required in this is the challenge to be managed by a food processor or food technology. Similarly, there was in between, I have done that project that we will give a high pakoda, high protein pakoda katia papdi, the Indian, the Gujarati snacks. But the thing that they absorb so much oil because of the protein content, it cannot be commercialized. So there are a lot of work to be done. How what additive can prevent that pickup of the absorption or pickup of the oil in the Indian snacks food, particularly. They have work done. There are few people working like Haldiram and the organized sector to increase the protein content or process this protein content of the snacks food. Only thing is that natural what we have used to a custom taste. Like if we go to North India, they are more towards wheat-based products. They have wheat flour-based even sweet dish also, kheer or this chapati. The South it will be like chawal sweet, chawal-based kheer or chapati. So based on the availability of the ingredient, technologist has to play with all the parameter which is adopted by customer. There's nothing wrong, nothing right. Somebody may write like a particular texture of the biscuit or ice cream. Somebody may not like it. They want it to be like a softy ice cream, not the hard ice cream. So this various category of the processed food is a challenge if we change the recipe. If basic protein recipe comes, then protein is absorbing more moisture. It has some smell which is not bad or good. It always there. Somebody like a wheat flour based product. So wheat flour smell is for him is good, or dal based product. But when we say the equipment modification as per the raw material available, so most of our equipment are designed based on the wheat flour and rice flour and all these items, traditionally or commercially also. So now if we have to change, we can have an ingredient change only if we maintain the quality of the finished product. So that process parameter of, again, same thing, flavor, texture, and mouthfeel, shelf life. There are some biscuit there are some product which have a 6 month shelf life. There will be 3 months shelf life. So all these things are there. And it is challenging to develop the packing accordingly for shelf life or to add the proper additives or ingredient during the processing. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Since we are running short of time, I'll just take 2 more questions.
Yeah.
What are the technical challenges in using millets for bakery products like bread, biscuits, cakes, and how are they being solved?
In the cake.
Yeah, like bread, biscuits, and cakes.
Cake, yeah. So now I will take the cake. I think 30 or 20 years back, we have egg as a main ingredient in the cake. Then the concept came that it is a non-veg product because of the egg. So egg has a white component, which is a protein part of it, and yellow component, which is a phospholipid. It is an emulsifier. So when it came to replace egg with protein, with other sources, so we tried with milk powder, similar protein content, or maybe the other soya powder, pea powder, pea protein and all. But it require a typical protein structure or what do you call solubility index of the protein, which is available in whey protein. Whey is a byproduct of the dairy industry. So they use whey protein and emulsifier blend to get a good quality of cake. Now, suppose I want to replace that whey protein 80% with a plant protein. It can be pea protein or soya protein. So there are trial conducted by adjusting the emulsifier amount of what do you call the flavors as well as the amount of leavening agents, which give you the pancake type of thing. But still they are going on. They are able to do say 50-50, 50% whey protein, 50% plant protein. Based on that, the good celebration cake comes. But the requirement of celebration cake is good puffing, good expansion. And cream layer should be, if you want to put in between, you should be able to cut it horizontally also and put the cream layer inside. So that type of experiment are going on. This is a playing around with the ingredient at present used, plus getting good emulsifier combination. Previously there were two emulsifier used, distill monoglyceride and polyglycerol ester. Now the third one also came into. And then for egg replacement, we have a lecithin, soya lecithin. This is a combination of these things, and there are work done. But again, that same thing. If people doesn't like because of its texture or it is a decoration also require that it is when you cut in a birthday or as you feel something emotionally attached with the texture and all this thing. Or when you cut and give the slice to in the tray or eating plate, it should be of that texture. So there are a lot of experimental done on it. There are even wheat flour has been modified. There are now wheat flour available with high gluten content, low gluten content, chlorinated wheat flour in industrial scale. So it is possible to adjust the recipe based on after all, it is a commercial thing. Everybody want to make a good, healthy product and sell it. If we make good, healthy product and not able to sell it, then there is what is the cost of there is investment which is not recovered, something like that. So there are people who are taking first step. They just market if shelf life is low, they will have a bakery in one city. Like in city there are city like Bombay have almost 200-300 bakery. Out of the 10 has adopted the high protein bakery product. Even in Kerala, there are lot of bakery. A few elite bakery and few bakery has adopted high protein. They have both the variant available. Now depends how the consumer accept it. Yeah, good.
Okay, just one second. I think, okay, I think I don't see any more questions.
Okay.
So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I'd like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions.
My honor,
And
madam.
so we'll be ending this meeting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep in touch, madam. Thank you very much.
Yeah, most welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.